I definitely felt. I don't know if this was the first time I like really felt it before the movie even ended, but I really felt, and I hate to say it, the superhero fatigue with this movie, and that really disappoints me because, like I've said it before. Well, obviously, we both love superheroes and superhero movies.
Look at this shit, man.
Yeah, no, right. If you don't do the math,
The amount of money on this back wall,
right?
I think really tells us
we've
how
already
much we love superheroes.
This is all us.
Yeah, the fact that I have a comic book that I don't like, I bought this,
and I got it.
in 2013 or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, I bought it because I like comic books.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I've said before, like anything with a cape, or a sword, or a laser sword, you got me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it.
Right,
I'm gonna watch it because I've got no choice. I have to watch that. It's in my DNA. I have to see it. And even taking all that into account, I don't know if this was the first time, but it might have been the first time I really felt like I don't need to see any superhero movies. Right. And that breaks my fucking heart, dude.
This is Geek Off The Street, your go-to channel for all things from obscure geekdom to modern-day pop culture and everything else in between. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, let's do it.
My favorite time of week.
Yes.
When we get together, record this podcast.
Yes, the greatest podcast
known to man.
Yes, I was going to say it. I wasn't going to take it. That's why I stopped.
But yeah, I'm not out of order because my name is Trent.
And my name is Marc.
And this is Geek
Off The Street.
Once again.
Yes.
Greatest podcast of all time. Talk about geek culture.
Yes.
Pop culture. And
anything else we want to talk about.
Exactly.
Deal with it.
Yes. And of course, this week is no exception because we get into the newly released superhero flick.
You'll never guess.
Yes.
Blue Beetle.
Yes,
the latest in the DC family of movies that have come out. So, we're going to get into that. Just came out yesterday as of this recording.
It's recording yesterday, so August 18th.
Yes.
Is that correct?
It's a number.
It's
a date.
It's around the time of this date today.
Yes. It is August 18th. I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. So we're going to get into that here in a few seconds. A lot to unpack, for sure.
There is stuff to unpack.
We will unpack that as we talk about what we're drinking this week and how we doing.
Beautiful.
I will talk about the drink.
Do that.
This is called the Mermaid Mule. I did not name it.
You're into mermaids.
But it is a take on the Moscow Mule. But we wanted to make it blue because obviously talking about Blue Beetle this week. Yeah, we're always on it, man. We are just way ahead of the curve. But
clever cats.
Yeah, it is tasty because it's got some blue curacao.
Yeah.
Mixed in with your typical mule ingredients like vodka,
ginger beer.
Yep.
A little bit of lime.
Yes. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
You'll see it while winking.
Yeah, go watch the video.
This is that drink, and I think it's tasty. I think it's a good tasting drink.
Yeah, mules are typically very refreshing.
Yeah, one of my favorite drinks, I think, is the Moscow Mule.
Same here.
Yeah, that was great. And it's a big serving, so I'm excited for that as well.
You know how
yeah, I was gonna say, my relationship to alcohol is.
He loves it.
Yeah, but how are you doing this week?
Very busy this week. Did some overtime, so that's always good, I guess.
That's it.
Actually did some good training. Got some good training in, so that was cool. Like some safety kind of stuff. It was a 15-hour course, so you had to take it over a couple days, but it was very informative. A lot of stuff you kind of already knew, but kind of laid the foundation for some new stuff as well.
Okay.
Cemented some of the stuff I already knew. So very good course.
Nice.
Let's see. Like I said, did some overtime. Still car shopping. I'm trying to wrap that up.
Yeah.
Irving, Danny, they've been reaching out to me like, how's it going?
Nice.
And it's going terribly. But I've been approved. I got my credit limit and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and I don't know. I was going to say I was going to make it happen this weekend, but everyone everyone that doesn't know, we're out here in Southern California, and they are talking about a hurricane.
Yeah, we are on hurricane watch because we are about to get hit with Hurricane Hillary. I think it's called.
Yes. Yeah, probably within a couple of hours. As of right now.
Yeah, we're just about to get hit, so we're trying to get through this episode before getting drowned out. Yeah, that's
you can't stay here if.
Thanks, Mark. I was just gonna ask if I could not sleep up here in the studio.
Right, but there's plenty of room. I just want to have it all for myself.
Yeah, but you want to feel comfortable knowing that I'm occupying one of the many rooms in this place. Yeah,
I'll be constantly looking. What are you doing? What are you messing with? What are you touching right now? Stay out of there.
But I don't remember a time when there was a hurricane in Southern California.
Right. And we're kind of getting like the tail end of it, I suppose. Yeah, or we're getting a portion of it. It's not like a hurricane is going to come and
wipe us out. I think they're saying it's just at the point where they can call it a hurricane. I think as far as wind speeds and that kind of stuff. But I don't think it's gonna be lifting any houses up and throwing palm trees around, or it will, and we're all gonna be dead after this. So.
Right, but it's so calm right now.
Yeah, but it's actually warm and calm, and it actually wasn't that cloudy when I got here. So maybe that's gonna change here in a few minutes. You'll probably start to hear it hitting the roof here. But pretty weird.
What about you? Did you do anything?
Yes, I finally am not blacked out for Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
So we went immediately on Tuesday of last week. Just because it was like the first date available for us to go. Yeah. So my girlfriend booked it immediately, and we took off after in the middle of the day after she got off work, and then we did Disneyland, and I like Disneyland. I actually started to miss it for some reason. Like, I never thought I'd be a person that would miss Disneyland. Because it's more her thing. But I did kind of miss going. It's kind of nice to go to Disneyland. And the cool part is that I saw Rogers the Musical.
I was going to ask if you saw it.
Yes.
Now, wait a second. All right, maybe I've been lied to, but I was under the impression getting in to see that musical, you had to like go stand in line, you had to do it early.
No, so what it is I thought the same thing. Yeah, like they actually even sell like a $30 like premium pass where you get in. You have to go into the auditorium early. You're on the floor seating. Yeah. So you're really close, and you could do that to ensure it. But we got there like at 2:00 and went into the app, and like you can basically there's like time slots throughout the day. Yeah. And you just have to sign up for the queue as soon as it opens up. So like at 2:00, the 4:00 queue opens up. So that's what we actually end up getting into the 4:00 queue right at 2:00. And then you just show up at the time, they scan you in, and then you just wait and sit. And then it's actually a lot of room in that Hyperion theater.
Okay, yeah.
And I think it didn't seem like it's that hard. It didn't seem like it's hard for us to get in. Maybe
it didn't sound that way at all.
But we just really walked right in there.
Wow.
And we were thinking about buying the premium pass, but we're like, $60 for the two of us. We'll just try to get in. And it was really easy.
Okay.
So, but with that said, I loved it, man. If that was a real musical, I would go see this on Broadway. Yeah. It's super corny, obviously. It's meant to be corny because that's what it is. It's the Avengers, the musical, but it is very talented people that they got to do the parts.
Always,
and they really put in a lot of work into like the stage stuff, like the stage magic and that kind of stuff, the transitioning, and they did a really it felt like this would be a real musical. It would look like this if they actually did it. They actually put a lot of time into the set and everything. It was really cool, man.
Half hour?
Yeah, about 33 minutes, I think. 35 minutes, something like that. So they kind of go through the whole story recap, kind of. Yeah. And it's really well done. And I really liked it, man. And the songs were like, I was like, this feels like an actual music, like a stage play musical. And I could see this being a real play. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does end up being a real musical someday.
I don't know why they wouldn't run with it.
Right, because that would sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun. I was kind of like laughing the whole time because it was just so corny and funny and good, man. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man, I love stage performances. I love going to see live performances like that all the time. So that's cool. Nice. That's very cool. Okay. Well, you've given me hope that I can still catch it because I think it's going to be ending.
And then of August.
Yeah. So, crap, this is like right around the corner.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks left. So, check it out if you can, man. I imagine, I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't just be like, sorry, summer, that's it. That's all your last chance. I imagine they'd bring it back at some point because I feel like it's popular enough to, draw a crowd.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, or not. Or they're assholes and they just like, we're locking it up, never again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what they do, right? Until they bring it out again. It's going in the vault.
Right, yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Whatever
It's
that
a
means.
revolving door.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a couple years, but I don't know how many times they've locked away the Main Street Parade.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is going to be the last chance to see it, then it's gone, and then it came back.
Hey,
it's going to be the last chance again.
Yeah.
That's to happen like 2 or 3 times.
Right, yeah. It's kind of like that. I was like, all right, we'll see you next time. See when we get back.
Yeah. I'll just wait a couple years. I'll see it again. I'll see it again.
But yeah, that was awesome, man. I had a really good time.
Nice. Okay, very cool.
That's
very cool.
basically it, though, huh?
Yeah.
Any shots?
No.
Man, I had a shout out that somebody commented that I wanted to respond to, but I'm blanking on it now. But
so it wasn't me, was it?
Nah.
You guys are the worst.
I never respond to your comments.
That's true, you don't. This guy.
Only because I don't know how to respond like from the account. You know what I mean? I don't want to respond from the account with my opinion to your comments. I try to if I am going to respond, I switch to my personal account and then respond to you.
You think about it way too much.
I knew it.
You should respond, shut up.
Yeah, that's right. Shut up, idiot. But yeah, shouts to Mad Med Doc. Thank you for following us. Bella8008. And that's it. Oh, my buddy Brett in Washington, he wrote, when we did that one reel about how people flip so fast in TMNT.
Yeah.
He wrote, "Have you never hated someone's guts and ended up being their best friend?" Was his response to it. I was like, "Okay, I see that." And I was like, I don't know. My response was like, almost every friend I've ever had. I was like, but I've never changed my opinion in 2 seconds though. So I was like, he's like, "Oh, that's fair." But yeah, good discussion.
Never quickly.
Never quickly. But I mean, good discussion. You know, that's some fun comments. So thanks, Brett. Hope you're doing well, man.
Appreciate those comments.
Yeah, and then man, I want to say there's one more, but.
I know a Bella. I wonder if it's the same Bella or someone that I don't know. I'm just I don't know who it is. Whoever you are, Bella, thank you. We love you.
And then thank you to Irving.
Yes.
For following us. Appreciate it, man.
He's been following us. Yeah.
I just followed the account. It seems like.
Really?
Yeah. Where you been, man? You were on the show. You were following us. And then shout out to Up and Above Space. They are a like an astronomy type.
Ooh, nice. Very cool.
No, that's I'm down with that. So I'm also Aaron from Amazon Days.
Aaron.
He commented, if I made a request, I request a Moscow Mule. Kinda.
Okay.
Kinda, Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah. It still has the mule title.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of Moscow mules.
Exactly. So that's close. If not, we'll make one eventually.
Yeah. Right.
That's one of my favorite drinks anyway.
Count
so
on it.
yeah.
Bank on it.
But yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for following us. Appreciate it. Always really, really a big deal for us when you guys check us out.
Yep.
Follow the account, and if you aren't, you can check us out at the Gots Pod. We're everywhere at the Gots Pod, or Geek Off The Street on Facebook and YouTube. Content's going up every single day.
Yes.
And then
get your act together.
Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to miss us. I think
you got to try.
You really got to try to miss us because we're every day.
Every day
Something's going on
in your face.
Yeah. So
I got a shout out.
Yeah.
It was Greg's birthday.
Greg.
It was
Mother
Greg's birthday.
effing Sorber. I know that's his middle name too. So happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday,
man.
If
you guys don't know, Greg Sorber is the sci-fi writer.
Yes.
One of Mark's close friends. Really close friend of the show. We're going to have him on real soon, I think.
Yes.
Because his third book.
Author of the Mech-Haven
series. Coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, fourth one, yeah.
Fourth is coming out pretty soon.
So, yeah.
And happy birthday, Greg.
Greg, happy birthday, man.
You are the man.
Love you, brother.
Thing. But yeah, cool.
Now we can move on.
Now we can get into the show. Let's get into this freaking show. All right, Blue Beetle, for those of you that don't know, is a superhero from DC Comics.
Yes.
I know that he's not a big popular character. There are people that like him a lot. I know a few people that really do like him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not one of those people. I just could never get into him. This is the only Blue Beetle comic I've ever owned.
Okay.
And I didn't like it. So that's why I didn't keep going.
I did like Blue Beetle in the animated series, in the Teen Titans, I believe it was.
Was it Teen Titans or was it Young Justice?
Oh, Young Justice.
Young
Justice. He was in that. I liked the character. I liked that whole scarab thing that was going on.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, but I have not read the comic book, though.
Gotcha. And he is like buddies with like Booster Gold. I think they're good friends.
Yeah.
Another character I just never really cared for.
Yeah, Booster Gold is such an interesting character.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so interesting. Just,
kind of really out there.
He is in slightly sidetracked here.
Yeah.
but he is almost like, I would call him an anti-hero. But a whole different category of anti-hero. He the only reason why he is a hero, at least at first anyway, was for like fame and glory. That was his only motivation.
Kind of like a social media star before social media stars were a thing.
True that.
He was like from the future.
Right.
He was like streaming his adventures.
He took future technology. He went back to the primitive past and was using his technology to be a hero.
Right, yeah.
Real
He's like
douchey.
Recording it, like streaming it through his robot friend, and so like that's really
There's a story with that character. There's easily a story with that character.
Imagine he's coming at some point. I imagine that's like a James Gunn thing to do. He's a goofy ass character, but and James Gunn capitalizes on goofy ass characters.
I don't know if that's I don't know. Yeah, one day maybe we'll see.
But Blue Beetle premiered in 1939, August 1939, in Mystery Men Comics #1.
Right.
Yeah,
and it was a different Blue Beetle. Wasn't the Blue Beetle?
I believe was that Ted Cord in that.
That was the second one. That was the second Blue Beetle. He was the second one. Yeah, the first one was I want to say Ted Garrett. Something Garrett.
Something Garrett. Yeah. Something Garrett for sure.
And he was essentially I can't remember what his deal was. I think they might have said he had a scare.
Dan Garrett.
Dan Garrett. Okay. What did I say, Ted? There was a D in there. A D and a vowel. So close enough.
Yeah, close, yeah.
So so that was one like from the 30s.
Yeah.
I feel like he was a very basic, because back then the heroes were typically just normal guys that were punching spies in the face constantly. A lot of spies in the 30s.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
makes sense. I knew a little bit about Ted Cord. Was it Ted?
Yeah, Ted Cord. Yeah.
I knew a little bit about him because I actually happened to read the comic book where he ends up getting killed.
Oh,
because I guess it was leading up to like Infinite Crisis or Infinite something.
Infinite Earth.
One of the infinites. One of the infinites that was going on.
One
in
of the
DC.
crises.
And I think he found out some sort of secret, or he found something out, and he was trying to get it to the Justice League in time. And he was just a normal guy. He was like Batman, essentially.
Kind of like some inventing qualities, right?
Yeah, he invented himself. He did have some money. I mean, he wasn't at Bruce Wayne level of money, but he did have some money, and he invested in himself. Gotcha. And he clearly, he knew he was the second Blue Beetle. He was carrying on the title. It reminded me a little bit of Night Owl.
Oh yeah,
in that
very
sense.
much so.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, I actually got a lot of Night Owl vibes. Even like the freaking Beetle ship is just like the Night Owl ship. Yeah,
the Beetle ship.
Or whatever that's called. I don't know what it's called.
That's what it was called. I think they called it the Bug ship. They called it.
Oh really? Yeah, that's clever.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the current iteration that came in the movie, which was Jaime Reyes. He actually, I think Ted Cord, trains him or.
I think. Well, I don't know because like I said, Ted Cord was dead at this point. And
gotcha.
Like it's almost like they just took the Blue Beetle title they just called this guy Blue Beetle. Just because they let's use the name, give him a power.
And was the Scare Boys a part of this whole time or not?
No, not at least not with Ted Cord. I only read a little bit with Ted Cord, the second Blue Beetle.
Gotcha.
I thought I read somewhere that the first one might have had it as well. But like I said, I never read any of that stuff. I mean, I was around in the 30s. And I did love my comic books.
Ted Cord took over in 1966, so
with Ted,
you were around then.
Yeah, but then that was also part of it. Shut up. That was also
you agreed to me.
That was part of a different it changed hands, like the company, the comic book company.
Yeah.
I think there were maybe another 2 different comic book companies in there.
Oh, gotcha.
Before it actually ended up in DC. I think it's really interesting how these comic book companies, I should say DC and Marvel.
Right,
will cannibalize these other.
They just acquire.
Yeah, and they'll just merge them into their own.
Yeah, as
into
part
the
of their
DC verse.
Yeah,
or Marvel, but I think DC does it quite a bit, and I actually like it. I like that they are taking these comic book characters that probably would have been forgotten about and just would have faded into history.
Yeah,
that they're taking them and they're revitalizing them and bringing them into this world. I mean, that's how we got Captain Marvel, aka Shazam.
Right.
Through the same process. A lot of these characters, even one of your favorites, Peacemaker. was
one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
I didn't tell you that.
Oh,
I didn't tell you that.
I wasn't aware. I guess one of my favorites now. Go back and check out our Peacemaker episode. That's episode 51. I remember.
Nice. Yeah, because Peacemaker's your favorite.
Yeah.
Evidence.
No, I remember how it imprinted on my mind how much I hated that show. That's why I remember it. I've listened to it multiple times. Anyway,
it's like you're trying not to be mad right now. How much I hated that son of a.
Anyway, so yeah, and that's where we're at now, basically with this with the movie. Jaime Reyes, as portrayed by, I don't know how to say his name, Zolo.
Yeah, XOLO.
Yeah,
I would say
Mara
Zolo. I don't want to say Zolo or Cholo. I mean, that's
definitely not it.
That's
right?
definitely not it. I mean, I don't know that.
Or it could be. I don't know. I don't know.
But I'm definitely not gonna say it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's representative of like my experience with this movies. I didn't really get a lot of references because it was very Latin,
very
South
Mexican,
Mexican culture.
I actually love that.
Aspects of it. Yeah, which is I think was one of the positives. But we'll get to more into that. But basically, it's about Jaime Reyes. He gets his hands on some.
Yeah, some alien technology.
Yeah, by accident.
By accident, and he is endowed with superpowers, super abilities
by the what's called the Scarab.
Yes,
and is essentially a mix of like Iron Man and
Green Lantern.
That's a Green Lantern. Which is what it seems like. I don't really know anything about Blue Beetle, just being honest, but that's what it seemed like. Yeah. That's how that was my connection that I made.
Right. Same here.
Yeah, and he has to go on this adventure to fight.
Right. Yeah, and like the bad guys are trying to take it away from him, and they're gonna possibly hurt his family in the in the ensuing melee that takes place. So.
Like Ant-Man, or very similar to the Ant-Man storyline, the first Ant-Man movie. I feel like, kind of close.
I didn't think about it. Yeah, maybe, huh?
As far as the tech, anyway, that's not important.
Yeah,
it's not important. But that's what the movie's about, and it stars him. It stars George Lopez, another notable actor in it.
Yeah,
and a handful of other people play various roles. Becky G, whoever that is.
Somebody knows who she is.
Yeah, she does the voice of the Scarab. And some other people that I don't really know, but we're in the movie.
She is lovely, though. Becky G, I saw a picture of her. I like her.
Got it. Okay, anyway, so let's get into this movie then. What do we like? Positives?
Yes, well, getting right back to what you said a second ago, talking about the Latin culture that's in it. I am so glad to see that there is that the Mexican culture, or a piece of it, a part of it, was represented in this movie, because you don't see it a lot. There are people that are Latino, Hispanic, that are they're geeks, that they do like the geek culture, they do like superheroes, fantasy, all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad to see that they're getting a little bit of a spotlight for that reason, in that sense, so they can see themselves in this character and whatnot. I thought they did a pretty good job representing, again, from my limited exposure, representing the culture. I grew up in Southern California. My best friend was Mexican. And I was at his house all the time. Like after school, that's where I went. Our families were extremely close. Our families are still extremely close. And this is, 30 plus years of friendship. So I do consider myself a little bit, I'm glad that I was able to experience, the unfiltered Mexican culture. And I'm always looking for it whenever I turn on something that's going to represent the Mexican community. So I felt like they did a pretty good job doing it here. And
I'm not to like
good
the piggyback, but I also grew up in Southern California.
Right.
My whole block, everyone was Mexican. Everybody on that street was Mexican. My babysitter was Mexican. One of my best friends, even now, Alex, he was on the Black Panther episode.
Oh, DTF?
Yeah, DTF Alex. Down to fish. Alex, the big fisherman guy. He one of my best friends. I grew up with him on that block.
Nice.
So I was always at his house all the time. And I do recall a lot of some of those cultural things. You know what I mean? Which is great.
Right.
I'd still be curious to see like what the like Latin culture thought about this movie,
right,
whether it was heavy-handed or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I talked about Shang-Chi before, and like even though I'm not Chinese, I didn't really feel like, oh yeah, this is Asian culture. I feel represented.
Finally,
I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was wanting to feel like. You know what I mean? Like I'm still waiting for a Japanese superhero. Like where we at on that? But but I mean like so I'm not sure if all Latin Americans were like, oh yeah, this feels this feels like home.
I'm sure.
Or if this was like, this is what are they? That's not what my experience like was at home. You know?
Yeah.
And I would be curious from any of our Latin American listeners or any of our friends what you guys thought about that. But like from the outside looking in, I think it was it was cool to take that approach.
To do it.
Yeah. I do like Zolo Madir, what's the last name?
Star.
Zolo Maridueña. I do like him. I think he's a good actor. I really like him in Cobra Kai, and I'm glad that he's kind of getting some like this is a pretty big role.
Yeah. He's starring in a movie.
Starring in a feature superhero movie, which is I think it's a big deal. I think that's a big grab. And I don't know anything about the guy personally, but I do like him as an actor.
Yeah, he seems like again, the only thing I've ever seen is from what I've seen in movies and the TV show, and he seems like he's a decent person.
I did see a video of him getting like being told that he got the part in Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah,
which seemed very nice. He seemed very genuine and humble.
That's cool.
I don't know. Again, he's an actor. But,
right.
Yeah. But he seems like a cool guy. And it's cool to see him get some big parts.
Yeah.
I do like him as an actor. I think he did a good job. Overall, he does a good job in Cobra Kai as well. I'm excited for his future. Maybe he'll get some more roles based on this movie.
Yeah.
So that's cool too. Yeah.
Let's see what else. Man, it's tricky to say. I'm really kind of going for the abstracts here. The audience, when I went to watch it, there wasn't necessarily a whole lot of laughter and all that kind of thing going on in it. But once the movie ended, I did hear someone, maybe one or two people applauding off to the side.
Yeah, I heard a couple claps.
Yeah. So maybe. And again, it goes back to that whole representation thing. Maybe they feel like, okay, I've been represented a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that some people did like this movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad for that. I'm glad that some people saw this and they got into it. And, hopefully, maybe it'll lead to a second movie.
Yeah.
For them.
That's cool. Yeah. And I have to say it's similar in my theater, but there were a lot of maybe Mexican or Latin people in the theater that I was in. There were a lot. And I seemed to be a lot of laughter. There were a lot of laughs. There are a lot of the people laughing at the very like Mexican jokes, clearly Mexican household jokes.
Exactly, and I get that they would laugh at that. And I saw it and I'm like, okay, I know what's going on there. And that's awesome. That's why I'm glad they did such a good job.
And there were certain like a couple of songs that came on that were very clearly well known to some of these people. Like I heard a couple like in the movie theater.
Yeah, when they started talking about like Maria De La Barrio or something like that. Or whatever that was.
That seemed like a thing. And then there's that other cartoon. It's like a claymation cartoon.
Yeah.
Some people in the theater like, oh, I remember that. I heard someone say that. Like, oh yeah, that's my show.
I remember. I shouldn't say remember. I've seen that show, not the claymation side, but the actual live action, the actor.
Oh, okay.
It's very popular. I've never learned the character's name. So like everyone that is, Hispanic and listen to this right now, they're like, what do you mean you don't know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not that immersed in I don't know that much.
Yeah.
But I've seen that character before. And I don't know. I really don't know much about him other than he seems like he is kind of going in there as a I don't want to say a superhero, but as a hero. But he's a very he's kind of a normal guy, right?
He's kind of clumsy or whatever.
You're every man kind of guy.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I recognized him immediately, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
though.
do I? Yeah.
And I swear, I think there might have been a cartoon with that character too. But I've never seen a claymation thing with him. Though.
Gotcha.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. I didn't get a lot of it. Like I didn't get the Maria and the Barrio or whatever that was. I didn't really know any of that stuff. But it seemed like a lot of people in the theater were connecting with that a lot.
Yeah. Right. And I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Man, I love the hell out of that. That people, again, that they're into like the sci-fi and the superhero stuff, and they don't see themselves really represented in it. Yeah. And then they go and they watch this movie and they see a Mexican hero.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they get to see some of their culture in there as well.
In their household.
Right, yeah.
Which I'm sure is similar to some households.
Yeah. I mean, they did take some of the stuff to an extra level.
Right.
I mean, they definitely did. It's a movie. And like it's a movie and it's this type of movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's something else you got to consider as well. Like when I was watching it, I remember thinking like this movie, I don't know, maybe I'm dipping into the dislikes a little bit, but this movie, it seemed like it should have been like a straight to Nickelodeon kind of movie. Like that's where it kind of belonged.
Quality wise,
right. And and I've never seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh yeah.
But I know just from like the trailers and the little bit I've seen, it seems very kiddish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
like
visually very, I don't know if it's purposely visually that way.
Yeah.
But,
that's true. Yeah. Visually,
but it doesn't look great.
Right. Yeah.
If you're talking about quality.
And I'm not even like coming down on this movie for the looks of it. But it's the way that they don't, things that should have been taken more seriously, they don't take it too seriously. Things that are just logical. Yeah. They don't really pursue it all the way. There was a lot of that in there, I felt. So to me, that made it feel like this isn't something any grown-up is going to look at and be like, yeah, that's accurate, or I get that, or I'm with the story.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot of it was kind of slapsticky.
Yeah, that I'll kind of agree with. And I guess we'll get into the negatives here in a second. But the last thing I want to say is that, I mean, sorry on topic, but like, it was, I kind of liked that I didn't get the some of the references, like the cultural references, because that tells me this is like unapologetic. Like the director, his name was Angel Manuel Soto. Okay. So Latin guy, I imagine. Yeah. And he unapologetically wanted to insert some like Mexican Latin American culture into this world. Yeah. And without really thinking about like, well, I don't care. Maybe everyone's not gonna get it, but you know, my people will get it.
Exactly.
And that's cool. I'm cool with that. Right. Regardless if if it went over my head or not. I think that's cool because somebody got it.
Right.
And I think that's a really cool approach, just to be like, I don't care. I'm just, it's my culture. I want my culture to enjoy it. Right. That's great, man. Right. I'm down with that.
Yeah. And I mean, and again, there were some parts that I think everybody can relate to. Like there was a great part where he is going to like International Court Tower to look for a job, and the whole family is there. Yeah. The whole family is there to watch him go and walk into a building and apply for a job kind of thing. And they're sitting there like cheering him on, and that, hi. Yeah. It's like,
he turns to the first guy. He's like, they don't get out much. Sorry, you know what I mean? That's trying to make excuses for an overbearing family, you know? Yeah, which I think which is relatable. Overall.
Right. Yeah, it's 100% relatable. Yeah. It's very relatable. It's relatable. I liked, for the most part, I actually liked his sister. She at some parts she was very obnoxious. She was very I would say blunt, but I don't know if rude or sympathetic might be another way to put it. Yeah. At some parts. And at other parts she was very, unrealistic. It was like, okay, why would you say and or do that? Now, you know. But for the most part, I think I liked the actress. I like, for the most part, a lot of I was okay with it. Yeah, what else as far as likes? Anything else?
Nah,
I'm
past my likes part. Yeah,
not at all.
Yeah, I've reached my quota. I think I've reached above my quota.
I've told you 2 things.
Of saying nice things about something. Yeah.
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 Other than that, maybe it might be a good family movie. It might be a good movie for I don't know, like tweens.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit younger to watch.
Yeah.
There's nothing too graphic in it. I mean, there's one part where the guy from What We Do in the Shadows was in it. He was a scientist that was helping them. He said, "Hey, Santiago."
Oh, it's the from the show.
From the show, from the TV show, not the movie, the TV show. Watch them both though.
Okay.
That's my recommendation. There's a part where he saves Jaime.
Yeah.
When he helps him, and that has a slightly graphic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't really see a whole lot, but you immediately get the point. Like, oh, okay,
right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was a little grisly, I guess.
Yeah. And then when the bug bot stepped on the guy and
that was
you guys just okay. That's like
that's a life. That's
the first kill.
Yeah.
In this movie,
right? Yeah.
Why are you doing that? So.
Yeah. There's that, and there's probably the one moment when like he almost kisses her. And then he gets broken up and he like fixes his pants, he like loosens his pants up. I was like,
everybody kind of laughed at that, right?
Suggestive to if you know what's going on, if you're old enough to know what's going on. But there's that. But otherwise, though, I think a good family movie, sure. Yeah, for sure. So let's just jump into the negatives.
Let's do it.
With all that said, I did not like this movie really much at all. I'm gonna just straight up say that because this did not feel like anything new.
Right, 100%.
100%. It felt exactly like what superhero movies have been doing for the last 5, 6, maybe give or take years.
Right. It didn't. I'm sorry, really quick.
No.
It didn't remind me of Shazam, or I'm sorry, no, not Shazam. Black Adam.
Oh, right.
It didn't remind me of Black Adam, but it reminded me of Black Adam and how bland it was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna borrow a quote that I got from my friend Max. It was very mid. Like there wasn't anything. Like you're saying, there wasn't anything different.
There's nothing special about it. There wasn't anything new. And I think that's just like, man, I think I'm just gonna get right into it. This is my problem with superhero movies now, is that nobody's trying anything new.
Yes,
it's the exact same shit over and over again, and it's getting old, man.
Right,
so it's getting harder and harder to impress people with the same shit over and over again. You know what I mean? And like this movie was exactly what is wrong with superhero movies now.
I agree.
Is that they're all the same, very formulaic, characters are all similar, very bland storyline, typical bad guy, typical hero, typical guy gets the girl, whatever, couple of emotional scenes, tons of jokes
that you kind of saw coming.
Yeah, right, exactly. You see it all coming, and then just kind of ends on a happy note, I guess.
Right.
And it's lazy. It's very lazy to me, and it's not like, are they afraid to try something new? Are they afraid to try to give us, I don't know. And I don't want to get too much further into this, but the danger of this film in the DCU, I guess, like James Gunn completely is okay. Like he endorses this movie. He loves this movie. This is he's considering this movie as a part of DCU. It's not the official first movie cast going to be Superman Legacy, but he is considering this is a part of the DCU. Blue Beetle is going to be a part of this. Mm-hmm. This is what we're going for, and he's like talked about it like that. Like, this is what we want to give to you guys, and I'm okay with this. Wow. And like, if that's the indication of what the DCU is going to be for the next 10 years, I don't want anything to do with it. And I know I'm beating a dead horse by saying this. I say it every fucking episode. Yeah. But like, if this is the quality of what we're getting, it's not good. It's not new. It's not fresh. If this was 10 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
Not even definitely.
Yeah. Not even 10. Maybe back. If this had
early
come
2000s,
out the same time Marvel started getting going, it probably would have been accepted better like then. Mm. But now it's so overused. It's so not. It's not. I don't know. It's not interesting. Yeah. It's not engaging. It's not. Yeah. I don't know.
No, I definitely felt. I don't know if this was the first time I like really felt it before the movie even ended. But I really felt, and I hate to say it, the superhero fatigue with this movie, and that really disappoints me because, like I've said it before. well, obviously we both love superheroes and superhero movies.
Look at this shit, man.
Yeah, no, right. If you don't do the math,
the amount of money on this back wall,
right?
I think really tells us
we've
how
already
much we love superheroes.
This is all us.
Yeah, the fact that I have a comic book that I don't like, I bought this
and I got it.
in 2013 or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, I bought it because I like comic books.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I've said before, like anything with a cape, or a sword, or a laser sword, you got me. I'm gonna watch it.
Right.
I'm gonna watch it because I've got no choice. I have to watch that. It's in my DNA. I have to see it. And even taking all that into account, I don't know if this was the first time, but it might have been the first time I really felt like I don't need to see any superhero movies. Right. And that breaks my fucking heart, dude.
Dude, I felt exactly the same way. I was like, I know I've said it before, but I really felt deflated. Like, I think 10 minutes into the movie, I wanted it to be over. Maybe it was a work night for me, and I knew I had to get up the next morning, and I didn't want to do it, but still, I was deflated. Like, I was like, I want this to be over so I can go home and not think about this ever again. And that feeling continued through the whole movie. Like, it never got to a point where I was like, oh, well, maybe the dad died. I was like, that's a good emotional scene. That's a good motivator. But then even after that, it's like, all right, so now everybody has superpowers. Everybody.
Yeah, that I really hated too. Like everybody had to have a moment in the sun. Everybody had to have the spotlight on them. They had to include. And listen, I completely get how family is a big deal in Mexican culture. Yeah. In a lot of cultures.
In most cultures. I love my family. I'm so close to my family, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
No, I 100% get it. I'm the same way, dude. I think, and again, most people I think can relate to that, but that didn't make me need to see everybody getting like their 15 minutes of fame, so to speak, doing whatever. Like you found a Nintendo glove from 1987 that makes a fist,
allows you to punch and shield yourself,
and you get to do all this kind of crazy stuff.
Be a superhero too.
The bubble gum that the chick had.
Wait,
oh my god!
That?
How at the end of the movie, like you just keep setting these lower and lower bars. And then you dropped it even more with the bubblegum thing.
This cushioning bubblegum thing. Like,
oh, geez. And she knew, like, I'm just going to keep chewing this. And then once my moment comes, I'm going to spit it against the wall and it's going to expand.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm going to strike.
That thing? Why didn't it expand in your mouth? Like, the minute you chew it, you know what I mean? I mean, like, I don't want to get off topic, but like in Mission Impossible #1, like there's a stick of gum as one of the like secret things. Yeah. And the guy was like, do not chew this, it'll blow up in your face. Oh. Like this is and he uses that as like a way to get away from
right, okay.
Like, you know, you crush it and then it blows up. Now you chew on it and then when you decide to make it expand, then it expands. Like what? And that's not the point. Yeah. Point being though, like I agree. Like there was just like not even elevating, lowering.
Yeah, lower and lower and lower. Yeah. It's like, well, okay, that's as low as it's got to get. Like, then with the gum, it just dropped even more.
Yeah, let's give Grandma the Gatling gun. Let's give George Lopez whatever. He can fly the ship.
He's got some sort of amazing, How can you fly this ship?
Right, yeah. How do you have
you ever flown anything before?
For some reason has all these tech abilities. He knows.
Right, and see, okay, here's the thing. I don't got a problem with him being a tech guy.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with that.
Right.
Maybe he's got a lot of ingenuity to him. I've got zero issue with that.
Yeah.
For him to get into this ship he's never been into before, and he knows where the cloaking device is. The cloaking device scene was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
That was another scene where it just dropped even more. And that's what made me think, like, this is, like, aimed at kids. This is aimed at, like, 8-year-olds.
Right, yeah.
The cloaking, I wasn't going to say it. The cloaking device in this, and a cloaking device, it spits out smoke or whatever, which, okay, I get that. It's not very high tech.
Yeah.
I prefer that. Like, if it just turned invisible, I'm going to be like, all right, well, this guy is like next level genius.
Yeah, how smart is Ted Cord really?
Yeah, if he's turning something invisible back in the 80s or the 90s whenever he disappeared, maybe the 90s.
Yeah.
But it lets out this smoke and they start dropping fart noises.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Fart noises we're doing? I've never been into fart jokes personally, but just when I see that the ship is doing it, and then when it stops, like it's looking at you smiling almost, like the ship is like,
right, I gotcha,
right,
yeah, it's and then, I just farted on you.
It was not. It was all that kind of stuff. It was
very
not great.
cringeworthy.
Very much
that's
so.
the title.
Very much so.
Does anyone say that anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to bring it back. We're bringing it back.
But a lot of those moments that were just really, really horrible.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like typical stuff that I complained about, like the comedy. I don't like a lot of people laughed at some of the comedy stuff, but like
I didn't hear a whole lot of laughter, but
not on yours, but there's a lot in mine, which is surprising. And there are just like some lines that I was wondering about who would laugh at these kind of jokes. Like, is that like when he first comes back after turning into Blue Beetle, he's naked.
Yeah.
And then like his sister's like, "Whoa, put your huevos away, bro." Like,
right. I heard laughter at that.
Is that something funny in the Latin culture, or is that something funny that people like? Is that like a regular supposed to? I don't know.
That's a term. Huevos.
Eggs,
we know what I mean, huevos. Exactly.
For that.
It's slang for that. I've never heard it in a comic book superhero movie before. I've heard it like everywhere else. But it wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
It was very obvious.
That's a low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Low hanging fruit.
Right? And that was, I don't know, I just kind of felt like, when that kind of stuff was happening, I was just kind of like, like just like audibly letting out a breath of air, I don't like this.
Yeah, you stand up and like,
like, why is that funny? Why are you laughing? You in G7, why are you laughing?
Start power walking over too, climbing over people.
I didn't like it. It felt so like derivative. It felt so very like. It's already been done before.
Exactly.
Really corny jokes.
It felt like 10-year-olds wrote it.
Right.
It felt like 10-year-olds wrote it. This is the kind of the level of creativity that you would get from someone that doesn't know any better, that hasn't experienced anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they like whatever, and they think this would be funny. This would be whatever. Yeah, there wasn't anything. I'm trying to think if there's anything really creative or anything that was very that was original, that was creative, that makes this stand out a little bit more. The only thing that I can really think that makes this thing stand out is the fact that it does have a focus on the Mexican culture.
Yeah.
That's its hook. That's its real hook.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I see though, but I started feeling like, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of like kind of overreaching things. So like great example to me was Ted Kord's daughter. I think he has a daughter in the comic books.
I don't know.
I think in this book, I think she's like a redheaded girl. I think in this book.
Yeah.
I think he has a daughter, and the actress that played her is clearly like Brazilian, I think, or
or
South American.
They
say she's Brazilian, but she's South American, heavy accent. It seemed like she was born and raised wherever, but Ted Kord is clearly a white American guy.
I would say, I mean, the freaking name, right?
As far as we know.
Yeah.
And then her name's Jenny Kord, but she has a very thick Brazilian accent. And I wondered, like, so if your dad's American and your mom maybe is Brazilian.
Yeah.
How are you so Brazilian, right, and not American at all?
Yeah.
Like, and I was talking to some guy on on Facebook that was like, oh, so she's Brazilian now? Is Ted Kord also Brazilian? And then someone was like, no, his wife was Brazilian, so that's why she's Brazilian. And I was like, well, like my mom's Japanese. She was born and raised in Japan, spent a lot of her life in Japan, and then moved in, immigrated here.
Yeah.
I don't sound like a Japanese guy because one of my parents is foreign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, that was that too much of a
reach?
Yeah, like let's make as many people as we can be South American.
Yeah.
But Ted Kord can stay white American, I guess. But everybody else, his daughter, everyone has to be as South American as we can get it.
Right.
Like it almost seemed like I was like, all right, you guys, you got the point across. Like now you're just kind of throwing a little extra fuel on the fire. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if I'm wrong about that, but I feel like
that makes sense that they were, that they just wanted to make this a very Latino / Hispanic movie. You know, for the most part, everyone was. The only one that wasn't was Susan Sarandon. Now, I'm
who another phoned in. I feel like Susan Sarandon didn't even know she was in this movie. That's how phoned in her performance was, and how fucking stereotypical her villain was,
right?
And just how much I just didn't care about.
Yeah, and I tried to give it a chance. I tried to give her a chance. You know, just
the caliber of actress.
Exactly.
Very similar to Helen Mirren in Shazam.
Oh,
too.
Yeah, that second one.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know if it was that bad. I wouldn't say it's that bad. And again, Helen Mirren, I've got a shit ton of respect
phenomenal.
for.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there were some points I liked when we saw her at first interacting with Jenny. Some of that, not the whole interaction. But some of that at the beginning, I liked. I was cool with. She wasn't being so much the stereotypical, whatever. And then when Jenny started to push back on her, like somewhat aggressively, like you're really showing your hand, Jenny. You need to simmer down a little bit. And then she kind of flips on her, and
like immediately, and you immediately know what the relationship is.
Exactly. Yeah, as opposed to her like kind of faking, like who are you faking it for?
Yeah, it really takes attention away to me. Like when all the cards are on the table, I'm like,
right?
All right,
yeah. And I didn't. Some of that I didn't hate, but everything else it got very stereotypical.
Yeah,
you know, I think there was a point when they're in the helicopter and she like waved to them. I'm like,
yeah,
why would you do that? Why are you even going on this mission? Is the first question.
Yeah, why are you there?
Yeah, you know you're in a freaking helicopter that can get shot down any minute, right?
Where are like the regular authorities in this whole thing?
Yeah, there is a long scene where they're raiding this house.
This is a very like unsanctioned like
they aren't cops.
Yeah, private security
exactly.
If you would call it, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's their own personal security, and they
probably don't have the permits for any of this.
They the only ones that can basically like call you out of your house legally is some sort of law enforcement, obviously cops, FBI, whatever.
Yeah,
you know, but somebody's jumped up security force or security team
firing live rounds into
into
a neighborhood.
No one's calling the cops.
Yeah, right.
Even if you thought they were the cops or whatever. Like you didn't see any red light sirens.
You're not calling 911 or anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And then once everything's said and done, then at the end of the movie, all of them show up and want to eat with me. It's like, fuck the
Where
fuck
were
out
you guys
of you.
when we were getting shot at with actual guns and freaking helicopters and shit?
Right.
Yeah, there were so many there's this one part that I was like I was like, this is stupid. Like when she's like when he picks up Jenny from the Cord Industries like tower.
Oh, when he's driving in his uncle's truck?
Yeah, and they're shooting at him and they leave, right? And then and you know, that's already a thing. They're shooting live rounds in the street of a very metropolitan area.
Yeah, very.
And then is it the same night they come back with his uncle's like souped up?
Oh yeah, and they're hanging out right outside of the court. You see Cord, like where's security?
They're like not even. They're like on the lawn. They're not where the cars go.
Right, they're within walking distance.
Yeah,
like I'll be on the steps of the Cord building in like 30 seconds if I walk slow.
And then they just like they're standing, and then they're like, okay, let's go. And they just walk down the path to the front door. Like
no one. Yeah,
weren't you guys just getting shot at like an hour ago?
You think security be like a little amped up?
Yeah, be a little more alert.
Everybody pay attention.
Oh, here's this big truck.
Yeah,
on our lawn
with the guy. Yeah, the truck that was here earlier that picked up that we were shooting at. They got away.
We saw Jenny
right back there again.
It's back here on our lawn.
And then why did he show up like right then and there? And that's when Jenny is like sneaking around as well. Like at the same, like he happened to be driving up right at the same time she was sneaking outside.
Yeah,
I don't know how she snuck outside.
Yeah, but how would you get out of there?
How'd you get out of there in the first place?
That's a pretty tight security, very high level clearance place.
That was, I mean, at least make it. Well, I was gonna say like have him circle around. Like where could she be? Like I could get that. You circle around and then you happen to see her.
Yeah.
I could buy that.
He pulls around the corner and she's behind a car.
He pulls right up and like, oh, hey. Oh, is that Jenny?
Yeah, hey, I'm hearing about the job again.
I'm hearing about that job.
Or whatever, yeah. I don't know. There's like a lot of silly shit like that.
There was a lot of that in this movie.
Like sometimes I'll forget. I'll be like so far out of the moment that I'll miss things that are stupid.
Yeah.
But this movie, I did not miss any of that. Like,
there's a lot of it.
This is a super off topic, but I was watching pitch meetings for Crystal Skull the other day.
Okay.
And there's a part where Indiana Jones like jumps in front of the guy with the blow dart and blows the dart back into him.
Yeah.
And then like the guy, he's like, wait a minute, what is that, like a two-sided dart?
That's a two-sided poison
and
dart?
I didn't catch that until you said. I was like, oh yeah, that's stupid as shit. And like sometimes I don't catch things, but this movie, I was catching these like really dumb moments where I was like, what? Why? That doesn't make any sense. Why is this sequence of events happening when it doesn't it doesn't make any sense?
It doesn't.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
And there's a lot of it in there. There's a lot of it in there, and like a lot of the beats that they hit, like there was one part where Jaime gets mad about, when they were back in the base or whatever, that base, that old house that they went to, that I guess it's got like its own nuclear generator. Like they went there and like everything is functioning. No one's been in this house since she was a child. So I'm thinking like 20 years.
Right, yeah.
Approximately no one's been in this house. And you go there, you flip a switch, it's everything, everything is
fold out
staircases. If I don't touch anything for like a week, I'm getting dust.
Yeah.
Shit's not working right.
Yeah, if I don't start my car every week.
Yeah, exactly.
I might have a little trouble getting going. Yeah.
Right. It's that, and everything is like in there perfect and working and everything's functioning.
Even like that room that they were sitting in, I was like, this isn't like a 20-year-old room that no one's touched. This is like a freaking room that someone just slept in yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. It's little things that they didn't like. I don't know if they didn't pay attention. Well, they didn't pay attention, or I think what it is, they just didn't care. Right. They said, this is what we're trying to do. This is the point we want to make. Yeah. This is the destination we want to get to.
Yeah.
We don't care about the justification to explain.
Yeah, just focus on this part. That's what we want you to
focus on.
Focus on them talking to each other. They're interacting with each other. Don't focus on the set design. Don't focus on the sequence of events. Don't focus on how we get there. Just focus on them getting there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, for most people, I should say it doesn't work. I mean, some people clearly... The theater wasn't packed when I saw it, but there were people there, and it seemed like a decent amount of them were enjoying it. I didn't hear like a lot of laughter at the quote-unquote funny parts. Not all of them. Some of them, one or two here and there. But a lot of people seemed like they did enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah. And again, like I was saying, this movie just hit all the typical, beats.
Yeah.
Like I said, all the tropes. There wasn't anything exciting or original about it.
There wasn't a single thing that was new.
There's nothing new other than you get to see Mexican culture featured in this a little bit
exactly
more.
That was it.
That's about it.
And that wasn't enough to save it for me.
Definitely not. And again, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, on some level, I want to say that I don't want to say I hope there's a sequel, but for the people that enjoyed it, maybe they would like to see a sequel, then that's cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you don't do a sequel, maybe just show Jaime somewhere else.
With some other team up or something.
Exactly. Show him somewhere else in the whatever's coming up, whatever Gunn's got coming down the pipe. I honestly can't think about seeing another movie, and there is an end credit scene where they're setting up a second movie. They always do that. What the hell was that? So we just heard a crazy
some noises back here.
Sound again. All right. Not important.
That's really weird. Yeah.
That's weird. Like what? There's nothing to make a sound.
Like
even here.
That's weird. Anyway, I'm trying to ignore that. Yeah.
Anywho.
That's about anyway. So the point is that this movie was really lazy to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything new, and it was just a repeat of everything else
everything else you've seen. You're not gonna see anything new in this.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, again, like you were saying, I'm glad people did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
And I'm glad, again, Mexican culture was represented in this 100%.
But it doesn't make it a good movie.
It does not.
I'll stand by the fact that I don't think it's a good movie. Yeah. So I didn't look at Rotten Tomatoes, but I think it's doing pretty well. It's got a very good score on Rotten Tomatoes. So far, again, it's barely been, 24 hours kind of thing. Right.
But it's got a... let me see. Check it out. Okay, so Rotten Tomatoes so far is giving this a 76 on the tomato meter, which that's not good.
Yeah.
The audience score 92%.
92%.
Right. And see, again, it's just come out.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to get more in, and it might drop the score down a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe just people are going to like it because it's a young guy and he's doing some stuff and he's flying around. Mm-hmm. It's got an actor that I think most people like.
Yeah.
From Karate Kid or Cobra Kai, whatever. So maybe people like for that reason. The tomato meter, I feel like that should be lower than 76% because those are supposed to be people that, I don't know, like review movies and do that kind of thing.
Right, yeah, you think. Yeah, so I'm looking at like even just Oppenheimer, 91% audience score. So...
Yeah, and I have not seen Oppenheimer yet.
I haven't yet either.
So.
Neither have I, and I really would been meaning to see it, but like, I don't know, the quality of movies.
Yeah.
Like very different in quality, but a higher rating in audience. I mean, maybe audiences want simple.
Yeah, I know we talked about that a long time ago too. Like maybe there's something comforting in the simplistic, and
just being able to go to a movie and just veg out and enjoy it.
Just sit there and watch some special effects.
But
I mean, it's so disrespectful to the audience. Is how I feel. It's how we both feel. Like when you turn in this I don't want to call it C level, this D level story,
right? Yeah,
and writing and everything. I mean, the actors. I don't have a problem with the actors. The actors were fine in it. You know, for the most part, I think maybe if they had some better material to work with, obviously they could do a lot more with it. But I feel like it is very disrespectful to the audience for them to be like, we're not even going to try. We're just going to give you this bland piece of whatever. We're going to shine it up and we're going to hand it to you and you're going to love it and give us money.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's a slap in. It's a slap in all of our faces, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. I agree, man. I think it's one of those things where, what's the quote? The audience is like, don't assume the audience is stupid, or it'd be one of those quotes or whatever the filmmakers say. This movie feels like that. Hey, the audience is stupid. Let's just do something simple.
Yeah, and they won't call us on it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, and that I don't know. I do feel insulted for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing though is when you see that and you see them get away with it.
Yeah.
It's like, what can you? I don't know what to make of that. You know?
Right, yeah. So that's why when I saw the Rotten Tomatoes scores and the reviews and stuff so far, I'm confused. I'm like, I've been fighting this battle forever, talking about how I don't understand how certain things can be doing so well when it's very, very, I don't know, not good.
Right.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just confirming that, like how does a movie like this do well, quote unquote. We're not sure what the box office is going to look like in a few days. We'll probably talk about that maybe.
Right. But so, I mean, it had a budget of 104 million, I believe, which is actually pretty low for a superhero movie.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I typically they're a lot more than that. And I think so far it's generated about 30 million, I want to say, for the opening weekend.
Okay.
So that's pretty good for an opening.
That's a good opening, yeah. That is a good opening. I think they're talking about hoping to be around the 33 million mark for the weekend. Yeah. The first weekend. And if that's the case, then it might end up doing well over the next few weeks. Yeah. Yeah. If word of mouth, I mean, if enough people that liked it talk about it, word of mouth goes out, reviews, and I'm doing, better and whatever. I don't know. So maybe it'll do well to make the money back, and then we're not even talking about the international yet either, which maybe it'll do well there too. Yeah. But I don't understand.
Right. Yeah. 125 was the budget. I apologize. I don't know what I said. 110, 104, 110. Yeah. Or 110. 110.
Yeah, I mean, in a world where every Marvel movie is 225 million, give or take, that is half the price. Yeah. So, or a little less, but yeah. Anyway, so how do you rate it?
Wow, that's on some level. I was going to say you can skip it. Yeah. Okay, let me put it this way. Personally, I would say skip it, in all honesty. But just because it seemed like it's getting a very good audience reaction, maybe the people that I'm talking to that are listening to this right now, maybe you might like it. And again, I think we both will apologize if we're coming off as, like we're trying to insult somebody if they do like this movie. Yeah, that's not the point. We're kind of talking about how we feel about it.
Yeah.
So personally, I would say skip it.
Yeah.
Maybe wait for it to come out on streaming if you have to see it.
Yeah, see it. Yeah, for sure.
Stream it. See it, but
I wouldn't pay for it if I knew.
Or if we weren't
gonna cover on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get anything.
Yeah.
Exciting. You're not gonna get anything that you're gonna feel happy about unless you just want to see a Latino superhero. Or Latino culture.
If you are someone that has not experienced superhero fatigue, if you are someone that still loves every Marvel movie that comes out, every DC movie that's come out, you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
you will enjoy this movie if you're not tired of superhero movies,
because you're going to be getting a lot of the same stuff.
Exactly. You'll be getting exactly what you like about it.
Yeah,
and that's totally cool.
That's true.
But
right.
If you are at the point where you're tired of the same,
you want to
thing,
see something new, you want to see something different.
Yeah, you will be
not
disappointed
see it in this.
Yeah, you'll be very disappointed with this movie, and I also will say skip it.
Yeah,
yeah. So and this score is crazy, man. I'm probably sitting more in the 60s, 50s, 60s range, somewhere 60s. In there. Yeah,
I would give it somewhere in the 60s, the low 60s, just because, again, I am glad to see some representation in this. I'm glad for that. I like the actor. I like the family for the most part was pretty, enjoyable.
Just as the family.
Right. And see, that's the thing I was thinking about too. Like when the movie first started and they were dealing with all the situation they were dealing with as far as, things are not going well financially, son returning home. I was trying to connect to that story. And I didn't really connect to it. I don't know if they didn't lean into it enough.
They didn't even mention any of that afterwards. They're like, we're losing the house, and then they never lost the house. the whole time. Dude, I don't know what the timeline is.
There's some time. There's going to be some time before they actually lost it.
Right. I suppose. But the timeline between when he got that, he ended up when he was talking about, I'm going to get a great job, and he's working in some other job like that. That could have been the next day.
Right.
There had to have been some time for I don't know. They didn't seem like they followed up with those things to try to introduce. The family dynamic, the issues that they were going through. Him coming back from college without any leads or anything like that. And,
I was waiting for them to say. I mean, they finally said what his degree was in. I'm like, when are you going to say what his degree is in? I kept waiting for someone to say that.
Right.
Because you've got a degree. I mean, that's not a guarantee nowadays.
Yeah, I have a degree and I have a shitty job that has nothing to do with it.
So So I mean, I get it. You're not gonna just jump right into, and that could have been something to lean into. As far as the story is concerned, but I was waiting for them to say what is your degree in, so we can get an idea for this character. Like if they said his degree was in science, I mean that's gonna make me think of him in a completely different way. As opposed to pre-law.
Right. Yeah. And what is that bachelor's? Is that like a law? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that degree is.
Pre-law. Yeah, I guess you're trying to be a lawyer.
Yeah, you are. But there has to be a bachelor's though in something, maybe criminal something.
Oh, I see.
There has to be some kind of bachelor's, and the pre-law isn't like you don't have a bachelor's in pre-law. Even that doesn't really tell us what he's studying. You know what I mean? Because you could be pre-law but get a degree in economics or English or whatever, and with the intention of going to law school.
Got it.
So I don't really know. I still don't know what his degree was.
It's none of your business, buddy.
Yeah, I guess, right?
It's none of your business.
Yeah.
And the mom, or not the mom, the Nana, the grandmother. Like all of a sudden, I mean, I shouldn't say all of a sudden. I'm not throwing under the bus because I like that she had a bit of a past. That's cool. Yeah. But on that, I still didn't like that fact that she's got a some sort of sci-fi Gatling gun and she's lighting people up with it and all the kind of stuff. I mean.
Very, very this felt like it was like some usually like in Home Alone or some kind of
that's what it felt like. Yes, Home Alone kind of thing.
Really let's make the grandma be the badass.
Yeah,
it's a very kiddish, very kid.
Like I was saying, 10-year-olds wrote it.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know about that, but anyway. I'm probably good with Blue Beetle. I'm good for us. Skip it. It seems like, but
I mean, if you want to watch it. By all means, check it out.
Yeah, check it out, enjoy it. But if this is any indication of what we're gonna get going forward, I'm not super excited.
Right.
James Gunn seems to really be endorsing this movie and saying it's a part of the DCU, and if this is what he aims to bring, if this is his focus on story, I say.
Yeah, stop. I mean, and again, it could be because he is the new head, and maybe somebody said
everything.
Go out there. Exactly, you got to support everything.
Yeah.
But that being said, this, I don't know, it's not worth supporting, you know?
Yeah. I
mean, people like young heroes and all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't done well. I'm not even sure how you could have fixed this movie, because normally I'll watch a movie and I'll walk away. You know what you should have done or what you could have done.
Yeah.
Lean into this more. I honestly don't even know how, and I haven't thought about it that much, but I don't even know how to fix this.
Don't make this movie.
Save your money.
That's how they would have fixed it.
And do something else.
What they gave us.
Yeah.
You had to completely redo it and do something completely different.
Yeah.
This is not. Yeah.
And again, like, personally, I like Blue Beetle. I like that character. I like the new reiteration that we've got in the DC universe right now. I like that, but this wasn't great. Freaking even George Lopez. I mean.
Just being George Lopez, basically.
Yeah, just being George Lopez. Yeah.
I guess, but.
Anyways.
Anyway, yeah. That's going to do it for Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
We're getting a little long here. Let's go to our last segment. What are we into this week?
What am I into this week? I still need to watch One Piece. I'm trying to think what else I've watched. I like to watch a lot of those gameplay kind of things where you get to see behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Watching on Pluto? Or,
yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
I like those. I think I mentioned the hidden characters with Jackie Chan and John Cena. I think I mentioned that in the last episode.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I've seen. Oh, you know what I saw that was really interesting? That was really cool. The character that Wolverine was based on, or was a big influence for Wolverine. There was, and I need to watch this because apparently this movie is on Netflix called Slapshot. And I saw, you know, it's like its own movie with Paul Newman. Are you familiar with it?
It's a comedy, right?
I think so. It's like a comedy. Yeah, it's a comedy hockey movie.
It's basically like the equivalent to
Bad News Bear or Bad.
What's the baseball movie with Wesley Snipes and Charlie Sheen?
Oh, Major League? Or?
Yeah, it's the equivalent
something like that? Okay.
But for hockey, I think.
For hockey, okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe Major League is equivalent of that, because that one came out long before.
Yeah, maybe.
But there is a character in there called Dr. Hook, I want to say. And you see this character, and they said like he was a big influence for not the creator of Wolverine, but what Wolverine got later turned into, this gruff, whatever kind of character. And they said that character, Dr. Hook, was a big influence. He's got like 5 minutes of screen time apparently, but he was a big influence. And then when you see this guy, when you see Dr. Hook, you can see, okay, that would actually be a great Wolverine, as opposed to like the handsome, tall Hugh Jackman,
right?
Which calm down,
relax,
everybody breathe.
Yeah.
I am not
no
disrespecting.
One's saying he's not a bad Wolverine.
Everybody loves Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But this character fits more of the actual type of character that Wolverine is in the comic book.
Right, yeah.
Short, hairy, gruff.
Kind of gross.
Yeah, kind of gross. He's not like some sexy guy.
Yeah, not really hygienic.
He's a freaking brawler.
Yeah.
He's got training. But he's a brawler. And you look at this guy, he's got the gigantic sideburns.
Yeah.
He's got the hair. I'm like, holy shit, that's Wolverine. And he's got like the thick eyebrows and like the bug eyes. Like and Wolverine, he comes off of, at least originally, as a very intimidating character. Right. Yeah. He's just like, if you saw this guy in a bar, you'd back the hell away from him.
Kind of the muscle, right?
Yeah. He looks like he's been through some stuff, and that's what this character looked like. So I am so desperate to watch this movie now. And apparently this guy, like, again, he has a very small amount of screen time, but I so want to see it. And once I saw the picture, I was like, holy crap, that is what Wolverine is in the comic books anyway. So, but that's about it otherwise.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. I saw quite a bit of things this week.
Okay.
I watched 2 movies that were kind of similar genre. I watched it was mid-90s.
Okay.
It's Jonah Hill wrote and directed it.
In the mid-90s?
No, it's called mid-90s.
Oh, mid-90s. Okay.
Yeah, it's about a bunch of kids growing up in the 90s.
Oh, I saw that, I think. Skaters.
Yeah, it was Skaters. Yeah.
I did see that. I saw that a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I didn't mention it because I forgot about it.
Yeah.
But I did. Yeah, it wasn't that bad, though. It came out recently or somewhat recently.
Yeah, recent-ish. It's like his directorial debut, I guess. It was... I think I went in wanting it to be something different as far as storytelling wise. But it was still good.
Yeah, it was still good.
I watched like another movie called 8th Grade. It was Bo Burnham wrote and directed this one. The comedian. He's like a comedian, like a musician comedian. Really smart guy. Okay, but really funny too, though. Yeah. And this was his directorial debut, and I think that was better.
Oh, okay.
I liked 8th Grade better than I liked mid-90s. I think personally. Okay. And then I finally watched Mission Impossible 7.
7?
Yeah, I think it's 7.
The latest one?
Yeah, latest one.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
What's it called? Fallout? No, it's not Fallout. Fallout was the last one. Whatever.
This is like 12 or something.
Part 7, 1. Okay. This is number 7. Yeah, part 1 of this movie. It's one of those cliffhanger movies. Yeah, there's gonna be a second one, which kind of bothered me a little bit too. Yeah, but still very good. Very Mission Impossible. Good. It's long though, and there's kind of a lot of dialogue, so it's kind of slow in some parts. The pacing was kind of weird. Yeah, but still. Mission Impossible is like my thing, so it's my guilty pleasure, I guess. So,
right on.
So I went to the movies by myself. Bought a hot dog and some popcorn and sat in a lounging chair.
Those terrible hot dogs.
Yeah, no. The Galaxy Theater in Mission Grove has great, like a super hot dog, like a little hot dog. It's freaking great.
Wow, I feel like those are like just like a small step of like a 7-Eleven hot dog.
No, man, like these ones
rotating all day and
no. When they revamped the Galaxy Theater or they turned into the Galaxy Theater in Mission Grove and they turned into like one of those luxury theaters. Yeah, it's solid now. Those hot dogs are crazy. So and it was because the movie's been out for a while. So like I was in there. There's one other like couple in there, like a couple seats behind, a couple rows behind, and then there's I had my whole row to myself. I was just sitting, laid back. It was great.
Nice.
It was nice. I watched that, pretty good. Was watching Dragon Ball, and then I watched, and this kind of bummed me out. I watched Dawn of the Dead, the Zack Snyder one.
The one that we covered before, or that's
no, that was that's Vegas Dead.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah. I should watch that again.
This is his first feature film, Dawn of the Dead, which kind of gave him like launched him into everything because like he's really young when he did this movie.
Okay.
James Gunn wrote it actually.
Yeah.
And I remember liking it when I was younger.
Right.
It has not aged well. Yeah, I watched it again and I was like, this is not that good. Not as good as I remember it being.
Yeah.
And I like Zack Snyder. You know, he's my dude when it comes to some superhero movies.
Right.
But yeah, this movie did not age well. And I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it. Yeah. So
that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, it came out like in the early 2000s, I think. So very of the time for sure. But yeah, it just wasn't that good. I'm probably gonna get crucified for that because it's one of the greatest zombie movies, of the time. But man, like
I said, that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah.
And then lastly, super excited for the Scott Pilgrim animated series. You see the trailer?
No, I haven't. I think I remember hearing about it, but I haven't. Yeah,
we put it in the group chat. It's got all the returning cast members from the movie.
Okay, I remember.
All the voices. Man, the trailer looks awesome.
Does it? Nice.
It looks like the graphic novel, like the same style of art.
Yeah, good.
But it's like an anime. The fighting stuff. It looks so good, man.
Nice.
I'm so excited for it. So yeah, it looks great.
Nice.
I think RJ may put it in the group chat.
Okay.
It looks great.
Yes,
man.
RJ's still with us, everybody.
Yeah, he's around.
He's doing stuff.
But
Danny.
But yeah, it looks great, man.
That's cool.
I'm like super excited for it.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that's it. I've gotten to a lot of things this week.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah,
I'll have to try to do that myself once I stop
car
shopping.
We're really switching roles, man. I've been like really watching a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you've been consuming a lot. I'm like,
yeah. Someone's got to consume a lot of stuff, I guess, right? Yeah. Cool. I guess that's it, huh?
That's it, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we appreciate you, as always.
Unfortunately, Blue Beetle wasn't our jam, but it might be yours. And if it is, let us know what you thought about it.
Right,
And if it isn't, also let us know what you thought about it. But yeah, we're curious. We're always curious what people think about them, about the things we talk about.
Yeah, we're solo curious. We're not bi. There's two of us. We're not bikers.
Now that you brought attention to it.
Solo.
Now you're like, are you not?
Are they?
Yeah.
They are. Where are they hiding?
Yeah. But anyway, I'm a little bi-furious.
Such a dumb line,
so
but
dumb,
it's like
I love it though. Yeah, it's
great.
Yeah. Anyway,
your BF's about to get after the B. Scott Pilgrim, check it out.
Oh man, one of the best movies ever. Yeah.
Amen.
But yeah. So anyway, that's it for us. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in as always. We'll be here next week, same time, same place. My name is Trent,
and my name is Mark,
and this has been
Geek Off the Street.